Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. We got a big one today. Imagine your worst fear a reality. The Howling Ultimate Werewolf action figure. So I reviewed the Kessler Wolf from American Werewolf in London, and it's fantastic. But while that werewolf transformation is a landmark of cinematic history, I do not prefer that style of werewolf. I like the bipedal, upright werewolf, which is what is featured in Howling. And if I'm being honest, I can watch the Howling more often than I can watch an American Werewolf in London, just for the fun factor. And also, there's a ton more Howling movies, and while they get more and more terrible as the series goes on, they're all entertaining. Whereas An American Werewolf in Paris is one of the worst movies I've ever seen, which really has nothing to do with the wolf designs, but it's just a tangent that my brain took us on, so you're all welcome. Includes interchangeable heads, hands, and display stand with different length posts. That's a nice touch. Packaging is gigantic. You got the movie poster on the front. Open it up. There is the wolf, which I am so excited for. This Dog Soldier is like these kinds of wolves. The Werewolf, the television series from USA, these are my flavor of werewolf, preferred flavor. Bottom of the box, you've got all the people involved with bringing this action figure to life. Let's open it up. If we can just get to some marsupial werewolf figures, I will be delighted. There was some trepidation in ordering this from me, and I'm relieved to know that there is a stand included, because I ordered one of the giant Predator figures that they did. I can't remember off the top of my head which movie it was from, because there's Predator, there's the Predator, there's Predators, there's, you know, it's from one of those, and it doesn't stand up at all. It's perpetually just leaning up against other stuff in my display, and I hate that. So as much as I don't like using stands, I would rather have, ooh, look at that. Now let's hope this stand works, because I also have to say, NECA does not have the most success with their stands. I don't know what it is. Like, they've got everything else just nailed at this point. But I've got some NECA figures that came with stands, and the stands are not great. Those Nightmare Before Christmas figures, I'm looking at you, because you're just falling over constantly. Design is no good. And they seemed okay. If you watch the reviews here on the channel, you'll be like, what are you talking about? They stood up just fine. But over time, they just fall over. Not great. You know, I can't remember what it is now. I meant to mention it. Brian Myers of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast has a word for these awful things. It's like doohingies or something like that, that crack me up, because they hate these just as much as I do. And I meant to use it next time I encountered them, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh, what? That one's not even attached. It might be doohingies. Whatever it is, it's pretty funny. It perfectly encapsulates the frustration and dislike of those things. Ooh, already feeling good. This is one of the things that NECA, as they have improved their plastics on, those elbows are still a little rigid. And if you can see, we'll get into the sculpt here, but you can see he's got some pointy bits. So you've got that sort of difficult, how do I get that elbow to move without stabbing myself situation. Look at that bicep cut. like it just looks, oh man, everything's moving really nicely. NECA just keeps getting better and better. Ooh, I am surprised to see pins in these legs, though. Oh. Huh. You know, I'm actually going to have to review, which is not a problem for me. I'm going to have to watch the movie again, because it might have been a couple of years since I've watched it, because we did a panel about werewolf movies from the year The Howling came out at Dragon Con. Is The Howling 80? Because I think Howling and American Werewolf in London were both 82, maybe? Is that right? Are they 82? Tell me in the comments. I don't know off the top of my head. But anyway, we did a panel because there were several werewolf movies that same year. I'm feeling kind of good about him standing up. Where does the... We'll have to figure that out in a minute. Oh, it's going to hook into the crotch here. I can see right there the stand is forked, so it's going to hold it right there, which is probably, well, yeah, there are no peg holes even, so it's all going to be about getting that balance. But I think it's going to be doable. We'll find out here in a minute. But all of the joints feel good. I'm going to have to watch the movie again to get a good look at, well, I guess I could look up pictures on the internet, but isn't it more fun to watch the movie? But to get the exact stance, gosh, am I going to be able to get this to stand up without the stand? I wouldn't leave it this way, but look at that. So it is doable. He's fallen. He's fallen. He's going. Oh, what exciting video this is. But anyway, stood up for a second. There is some degree of balance there. All the plastic feels great. I just moved all the joints. Look at this, though. Look at that neck. Oh, that is just fantastic. We've got 3 pieces here. It looks like these are just overlays. Yeah, look. You've got, let me see if I can get a little closer. These are just big overlays. So you've got these nice, big, thick pegs. And just all the movement you could want. Look at that. Oh, that's great. Absolutely fantastic. The portrait, I love the big giant ears on the Howling Wolves. And those beady little eyes. Let's see if we can get closer in without losing too much of the head. Look at that face. That maw, that muzzle. And look, all the way through. Look at that. How great is that? All just the fur sculpt. Somebody who enjoys sculpting minute detail just had a blast on this figure. Look at that. You can even the layers on the shanks, is that right? Just the way that this is done with the sort of hanging right here. Ah, this is incredible. And I love the fact that the pins are in it, and I'm a little surprised at that. But maybe it's a structural thing. Maybe the pinless, I can't remember what it's called. It's not dual injection, I don't think. Whatever process they use to do these pinless joints, you know, maybe that doesn't provide the same structural integrity as pins. I'd be interested to have a conversation with somebody and find out about that. So this is a big, big figure. From paw to ear tip, 9 inches. Oh, sorry, I should have zoomed out a little further. Let's try that again. And I'll throw my measuring tape on the ground while I'm at it. Okay. From hind paw to ear tip, about 9 inches. And if you want a little comparison, Quint is still hanging out here. And I think Quint could handle a werewolf. What do you think? I mean, granted, he couldn't handle a great white shark, but maybe that's because he's better at werewolves. But anyway, there's your size. Really nice size difference there. Everything moves so nicely. I'm absolutely blown away by how nicely all these joints move. And I really want it to stand up without, a little bit without the stand. But whatever. It's not even designed for that, because how could it be? Let's take a look at the accessories here. We've got some different hands. Basically all just different poses of grasping. Because, I mean, what else are you going to have? This guy's not using blasters or anything. This is good. They look great. We'll swap some out in a minute here just for the heck of it. And then some alternate portraits. We've got let's move back a bit. The bloody mouth that does open and close. Man, that's great. Look at that action. The way that it's sculpted, like it's not completely apparent that it's articulated. So this one's bloody. Closes nice and completely. I think the bloody one is the one that's going on the shelf. And then an open, non-articulated. That one's great, but the bloody one, I dig it. I dig it. Let's get that bloody head on here and see what it looks like. So again, we've got pointy bits at one of the parts where I would normally sort of grab it. But hopefully we've got a nice big, yeah, okay. Pops right off. Well, you can see, there are the overlays. There's what that looks like. Great design. Just fantastic. Works so well. And that might need, now this is nice. I might need to heat that up to get it on there. Okay, heated this up for like 20 seconds. Hopefully it'll be enough. Yep, it's on there. Yeah, I've got to use that bloody head. That's too good. I just love the way they did this neck piece. This is so nice. Really hope they can do a Dog Soldiers werewolf. That is my favorite werewolf movie. Just watched it the other, Last Drive-In, played it. For the full moon, which, by the way, I meant to mention, this figure arrived that day, the day of the full moon, which was pretty awesome. Certainly not planned by anyone, I'm sure, but because this came, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I just wasn't thinking about it. Ooh, that hand does not want to pop out. This came from the NECA store. I ordered it directly from them because I wanted to get it as quickly as possible, and I didn't want to mess around with, not because it was obviously a pricier figure, and I didn't want to mess around with not being sure when it would hit other retailers, when other retailers would carry it. I'm going to do these slightly more closed grabby hands. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. There we go. That's fine. Oh, I love it. This is a phenomenal werewolf figure. All right, let's take a look at this stand and hope that it is designed well enough. So we've got two different pieces here. As I suspected, that clamps onto the crotch piece, which seems terribly uncomfortable, but whatever. Oh, it does kind of... Oh, this is on a bit of a ball joint. Interesting. I honestly didn't even think this would necessarily be two pieces. So you do have a little mobility, which will help it help with the stability. So this is... Huh. I guess if you want a deep crouch, I mean, they're not that different lengthwise. I think this is going to be the one that works for how I have it posed right now. Okay, so that is actually a good thing. I'm going to put this... There we go. This goes in really tight. And then we get... I think really what's going to have to be done is you get that crotch clipped in place, which is not a fun concept. But get that secured and then bring the legs in and figure out what kind of pose you can get using that. You know, articulate around the length of that rod. And it seems to work pretty well. As I said, there's a little bit of movement there. And I think one of the problems when you have a stand like this is if there's too much rigidity, there's nowhere, as the figure sort of settles, you know, due to the environment of your room or whatever else, whatever other factors make these things fall over after they've been standing just fine for months. If the stand is too rigid and doesn't have any, and can't move as the figure shifts or settles or whatever, that's how you end up with a figure on the ground. But it looks like, I mean, it seems pretty good. I'll have to try to remember to do an update. If you listen to the Needless Things podcast, I'll try to remember to mention if this guy falls over. But this seems pretty stable. I'm really impressed right now. So check out the Needless Things podcast. I'll keep up there. Needless Things channel on Instagram. Maybe there I might remember to talk about it or post pictures or whatever. But whatever the case, it seems like they've engineered this stand pretty nicely. It's got a nice wide diameter for the base. So things seem good. Things seem pretty good. And the figure is incredible. Another work of horror art from NECA. It's a must-have. If you're a horror fan my age, this is a must-have, period. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.